Hello Internet, my name is Critias, and today I'm going to teach you how to catch an Enderman. So, mob displays and zoos are very popular and very common. They're a lot of fun to make, but this particular mob can be very irritating to catch and to hold because of their teleport mechanic. So how did I do it? Well, it seems that, according to the wiki, Endermen teleport in very specific scenarios, most of which involve aggro against the player, or by taking damage. So, by keeping them inside a pen, where we can view them through the glass, we don't aggro the Enderman by looking them in the eye. They also never take rain damage, because they're enclosed, and we've also restricted their movement by placing them in a pen that's 1x1x3, which stops them from attempting to pathfind to any other blocks, which seems to be the third and random trigger for teleportation. If they're exposed to open sky, they will randomly teleport for no reason, and if they can move from any one block to any other block, they will also occasionally teleport. So this, to me, from what I've seen so far, seems to be the only way to keep them indefinitely. They are, of course, name tagged so they don't despawn. These guys have been here for around about 3 or 4 months. In my previous world, I had a similar setup where we had them for almost a year before I lost that one. So we're going to go over the specifics for how to catch and move the Endermen, and the key here is you have to catch them in a minecart without aggroing them, because if you're playing on bedrock, Endermen will teleport when aggroed or taking damage in a vessel, a vehicle. In Java they don't, but it makes moving them around a giant pain in the butt. So we'll try and do this peacefully. So I've got a test cage set up here. As you can see, it's just a single block floor, 3 blocks high with a block on top, and we're using glass so we can actually see the mob. And we've left this block here for now directly underneath where our minecart will end up. This serves 2 purposes. One, when the Enderman dismounts from the minecart, if he doesn't move off to the right, as is standard, they will sometimes remain where the minecart was. This block should keep him from moving because he is restrained by it, and he won't suffocate in it being an opaque block. We can just nudge him in. This is our pen. You'll always want to have your opening on the right hand side of the rail, because that's the side that entities will always disembark a minecart to the right. Why is it not this way? Because this is the method, the direction that he traveled in. I'm not sure why it works this way, it just does. I've also got the minecart rail covered in case it's raining. If you bring him through the overworld and it rains, he will take damage from the rain. Now, according to the wiki again, in Java, Endermen do not teleport out of a minecart when taking damage, but on bedrock they will. So make sure that your minecart rail is covered. Finally, because we're going to be bringing one in from the Nether, when you come through, you want to make sure that your... Hello? You want to make sure that your entry point is covered in case it's raining. Your Enderman will be loose in the overworld for a short period of time before you can wrangle him into another minecart. We have this prepped and ready, and a barrier to keep them from moving around too far. Now, I've got 2 portals to reach the Nether. The lower one goes to below bedrock, and the top ones lead to above the ceiling. We'll head up there and have a quick look. So our arrival point is also prepped ahead of time. We have a small pen here. Originally, this minecart rail would come right to this block that would dismount and step directly into the portal and disappear, although that doesn't always happen. So just to save on any frustrations, we've got it set up that we'll dismount him onto this block and then just give him a little push, and he should go straight through. It's blocked off on the back as well, in case for whatever reason the teleport mechanic doesn't work when stepping through the portal frame, and we've got it spawn proofed with some moss carpet here as well. So the most reliable way to catch an Enderman in the Nether is to go to a warped forest biome. So we're going to bring up the map here with Zero's world map, and we have a warped forest right here. That's where I excavated some netherrack, never mind that. But we need to get Endermen to spawn anywhere in this biome. It's the only mob that will spawn, so it's our best chance. Now I've got a minecart rail running all the way out to where the biome is, and we've got a spawn platform there prepped as well. If you have the redstone and the gold for it, you can of course make yourself a powered rail. A couple powered rails every 10 to 15 blocks just to make this a little quicker. But it's not 100% necessary. You can quite safely push the minecart with the Enderman in it without upsetting him. So if you do not have access to the nether ceiling, or if you're not comfortable with using it for whatever reason, moral or otherwise, you can certainly do this through the nether by digging tunnels to and from your nearest warped forest. But if you do use the ceiling, it is much easier. Okay, so here we have our spawn platform. It's 4 stacks of netherrack. You could use any spawnable block, but for faster pickup and cleanup, this is what I've gone with. We've got a scaffolding tower that is approximately 100 blocks, 110 blocks high, and we have a barrier of glass around the outside. So glass is non-spawnable, and a mob moving through it will not take suffocation damage, so this will be perfect for keeping our Endermen from wandering too far once they spawn in. The aim here is to stand at the top of that pillar, wait for an Enderman to spawn, get down here as fast as possible, and then using rails and a minecart, just try and put the rails down next to the Enderman, give the rail, put the minecart on it and push it so that the Enderman is in its path, and trap him in it without aggroing him. If for whatever reason the minecart slides off the platform and through this barrier, the Enderman will not take suffocation damage, and we can scoop him up at our leisure. So I'm going to climb to the top of that tower. We'll wait for a mob to spawn, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Okay, so we're back in. I've just reached the top of the scaffolding, and within seconds we have 1 test subject come in already. So the reason we come this high is because a mob will only appear within 128 blocks of the player. So by standing up this high above the bedrock, the maximum distance that a mob can spawn is on the spawning platform and maybe 10-15 blocks below it, where there's no real caves or areas for mobs to spawn. I can look at him from this high because he only aggroes if you're within 64 blocks, but he will stay there for a little while. He will eventually disappear though, so you have to get down there in a hurry if you can. You can always break the scaffolding to drop down a little quicker, but with an elytra equipped you can just glide on down. Just remember to always level out before landing, or you will go splat. We'll level out, come over to the platform, get inside, we grab our rail and our minecart, and we need to try and get this guy to stand on the rails if possible, or at least touching it. Put it on, give it a push. We need more speed than that. This is by far the fiddliest part. And now he's wandered off. We need to get him into this thing. There we go, we got him. He's caught. So now that he's in the minecart, we have him trapped. We can now go ahead and name tag him. We have our test subject. And then we have to get him to our portal. So just in case something goes wrong, we're going to put on the chest plate. Every piece has got protection, because these guys just do regular damage. There's no need for blast or fire here at the moment. He'll only aggro if you look him in the eye, so it is actually possible to stand inside the minecart's hitbox and run with it and give him a good push, and he won't aggro. But we try and keep things safe, especially in hardcore. And I'll get him over to the portal and I'll bring you guys back when we arrive. Okay, so here we are arriving at the portal. We'll just give him one last little nudge to get him up there. Once he's positioned, we'll go ahead and take out this rail and these rails, so we get rid of that momentum. We'll finish the little containment area here, and now we're ready to move him through to the overworld. So, to make things a little easier, we're going to activate hitboxes by holding F3 and B. We can now see the Enderman has this tall skinny one in the middle. There's the minecart hitbox. The trick here is to try and line up your cursor so that you can get the hitbox of the minecart without going over the hitbox of the Enderman. Give it a little boop. And there we go. And he's just done us the favor and walked through all by himself. So now we have to go through the overworld side and then repeat that process by getting him into a minecart again. Okay, so the way that the teleport works for the portal is, as long as a mob is standing in it, he is exempt from the cooldown. Once they leave the frame, it starts a 30-second timer. Until that 30 seconds expires, they cannot re-enter the Nether. So we need to do this without getting him back in the portal frame. You stand there, we give this, get out of there, get out of there. There we go, we have him trapped. Just give him a push into the minecart, he should pop straight in. Now that we have him in a minecart again, he's underneath cover so it won't rain on him. We have this covered as well. We have our minecart system prepared ahead of time. We have a pen waiting for him. It's now time to go ahead and bring him home. Give him a little push. And here's the moment of truth. If anything's going to mess up, it is now. We line up our hitboxes again, we give him a little tap, and then we just push him into his pen. And there he goes, quite happy. And now we're free to remove our minecarts, place our glass in, and there we go. Trapped Enderman, name tagged, on full display with a glass shield around him. Not the most spacious accommodation in the world, but he will be safe and free to view from here until forever. You can catch as many as you want. You can have them displayed however you wish. We've got, I think, 7 down here. We've got some of them empty, others occupied. And there you go. That's how you catch and hold an Enderman indefinitely. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that was informative. If you have a more effective or more efficient method, I'd love to hear it. But this is what works for me. I hope it works for you too. Enjoy, thanks for viewing, and happy hunting.